All right, we are live in the LabCoatAgents world. Welcome, LabCoats, and welcome those of you joining us on Zoom. Glad to have you here. And as always, if you're on the Zoom side and you have any questions, comments, etc., put them in the chat, put them in the Q&A. We'll be watching because Ryan and Darya always have some killer content. And today, I'm really excited that I got chosen to host this one because we're going to talk about social media takeaways from the wonderful year of 2020 and what to expect and how to crush it in 2021. Very social zone, Darya and Ryan. Welcome, guys.
Thank you.
Take it away, man.
What a year, 2020. I think when we started off this year, we thought it would be going in a certain direction, and then we totally just hit a curveball. At the very beginning of the year, I think people had a certain way of creating content, and that was, being around people, going to events, doing open houses, not wearing masks. And I think the pandemic just totally flipped the script. So I think, moving forward, we had to really pivot. And I think Insta Lives were really important. Doing Insta Lives at open house, doing Insta Lives with like local businesses, connecting with thought leaders in certain industries. So I think we really went hard on the Insta Lives, and they were so successful because, a lot of cities were quarantined and you really couldn't do anything. So, it was a great way to meet new people, connect with, people that you wanted to meet, and provide value add content to your followers. I know I sold an apartment to somebody that I reached out to that had a meme account, who was a personal injury attorney, and he had a meme account, and I invited him on my Insta Live, and we had a great talk. We got to know each other a lot better. And then when it came time to list his apartment, he reached out to me. So, networking as a real estate agent is like, 101. It's part of the business. And I think we just had to pivot and, go virtual. It's different for different industries on how they work virtually. And for like real estate agents, we're so on the ground, we're all over the place. We're doing 100 different tasks all at once. So for us, like, it wasn't like being in the office 9 to 5 and then moving to your home and doing Zoom calls. It was connecting with your friends and family and your sphere of influence through Instagram, because you couldn't be as social as, you normally would, you just couldn't connect with people the way that you used to. So, we really had to pivot with our clients. And I think Insta Live was a big part of it. And I think just also, with the Black Lives Matters movement, being politically correct, kind of like toning that line. As a real estate agent, you really don't want to go to one side or to the other because you want to sell to everybody. And if you go to one side, you kind of, you don't make it easy to sell to the other side. So, really just like toning that line, but, still showing support. I think that was a big part of 2021. Darya, what do you think?
We're just gonna go over everything step by step. And first, of course, I want to discuss the main takeaways of 2020. And I think with everything that was happening during this year, it was really important to be raw, genuine, relevant, especially when we are communicating in distance and people really turning towards social media and even services for human connection. So if you notice, lots of big brands, not necessarily in real estate, but you probably notice on Instagram, just trying to really talk about mental health, how people are doing, social causes. So it's really important to be really connected to these things and being really sensitive to current events, and really just showcasing support, understanding, and even creating an outlet that will even take away some negative thoughts from your audience, elevate their mood, be a part of entertainment. Of course,
I think, wait, just real quick to jump in, you know, social media and Instagram in general, I think it just exploded this year. You know, there's so many more eyeballs that are watching you. There's so many more people that are on Instagram and Facebook. People are really glued to their phones. So it's a great opportunity to, you know, really showcase your brand, add value, and inspire people. Like that, I think that's a big part. And you know, we really push our clients to really elevate their content, and inspiration is a big part because people want to work with people that they're inspired by, and real estate agents are upbeat, positive, and they should be inspiring their clients.
Yeah, it's also it's about mixing up. It's been a trend, I think, not just in 2020, but also in 2019, 2018. People are getting spoiled by different types of content. That's why it's really important to keep them always engaged, interested. So stories, reels, IGTVs, lives, using GIFs, emojis, geotags, really utilizing all of the different tools to make it different, and always showcasing you're on top of the trend. And these little things like polls and different types of Q&As you can do live, for example, they really engage the conversation with your audience. So mixing those things up is really important. Also, things like tweets and memes are taking over. And if you notice, lots of content that you can see on Instagram come from Twitter, or it comes from TikTok, or it comes from LinkedIn. So you can literally utilize your content from different platforms on Instagram, which is really cool. So it's a really nice way when you create different content and you just think, okay, it's not just for LinkedIn. I can also share it on Instagram and include a link to LinkedIn so my followers can go there and see my LinkedIn. So really like doing this cross promotion of your different channels on Instagram has been a big trend.
Can I ask a couple questions? So you mentioned, you know, Ryan, you mentioned BLM, and Darya, you mentioned current events, and obviously there was the election in 2020, COVID, obviously, which can be very controversial. And so my question, and I'm thinking as an audience member here, is like, where do you draw the line? Like being sensitive to it and posting about it can also be very potentially divisive. And so what is your take, or what is your opinion or your advice to someone who says, well, I have a strong opinion on BLM, or I have a strong opinion on the election, or I have a strong opinion on COVID, or whatever. Should I share my opinion, or do I run the risk of splitting my audience?
I think that everyone has a right for their own opinion, and people want to hear your real opinion. People want to see the real you. I think you should showcase your authentic point of view as long as you're respectful towards others and others' opinions. If you're open to have a conversation, if you're open to hear other opinion, I think it's fine, as long as it's done in like a respectful way. I think most of our clients prefer not to share their opinion if you feel like it's really controversial. But again, it's up to our clients to make this decision. But we would advise I would say, package it in a really respectful way.
I think you really have to walk a fine line. And I think you need to be conscious of not offending people. And in this day and age, you know, you could say the wrong thing on social media, and you could have a thread of, you know, 200 posts. And we really don't want to get into that. You know, we want it to be positive. We want it to be uplifting. So I think like walking that fine line, and not being controversial, you know, that's the kind of route that I personally go. Like, for example, my wife, she's an ER doctor, a frontline worker. Today, she got the vaccine. You know, the vaccine, that's a hot topic in itself right there. Like, should you not get vaccinated? Should you wait? You know, but it's something like I believed in my wife. It was her decision. Like, I'm supporting her. You know, I just did a story about it. You know, I think you just need to be, you know, you could have your opinions, because that's the beauty of social media, is that you could really put your opinions out there. But I think you just need to be conscious about the negative feedback that you can get if you just push too much. And I think you just have to be really smart about it, because like Jeff, what you said, there's so many hot topics that happened this year. It's really crazy. It's like a decade's worth of hot topics in 1 year.
Yeah, I think
I was gonna say, I love what Darya said too about this, Darya, which is great, because it's like, hey, yeah, go ahead and share your opinion, but be prepared for some backlash, and how you respond to it is where you win or lose. Because when you get, pissy and start spouting off at people, that's where you really get divisive. But if you have an open mind, like, hey, you may not like Trump or you may not like Biden, and I'm okay with that. But that's kind of, I think, what you were trying to say, right?
For sure. I think really like discussing these social events is better than not. So I think you don't have to, again, go and cover every single thing that's happening in the world right now, but showing that you care for one cause or the other is probably better than not posting at all about it.
Awesome.
So another takeaway is influencer marketing collaborations, purely because right now all of us at home, and it's really hard to really meet people in real life and work with them together. So people uniting their social media forces virtually and collaborating over lives, doing cross promotions this way. And we feel like it's going to be a really big trend for upcoming year as well. Even for real estate brokers, is having influencers come into their open houses or do a virtual tour. It's something that we see expanding next year as well. And also Instagram features itself have been growing significantly for the last year, everything from new explore button to IGTV to the reels, and really getting your content out there through these different sections of Instagram has been quite a big trend. And even like reels or explore page, using the right hashtags and naming the title of your IGTV and reel can put you to a certain let's say sector of explore page, decor, for example. So really knowing how to name your content, how to use geotags properly has been really crucial for Instagram engagement, reach, and impressions. We'd like to talk about some case studies that we had over this year. Ryan, you want to take over this one?
No, why don't you talk about me?
You like talking about yourself, don't you?
All right, fine. You want me to talk? All right, well, you don't have to ask.
It's funny.
So big achievement for me. I made it over 10,000 followers. And just a year ago, I was at 6,000 and change. So, 164% increase. I think the one thing that I really stands out for my audit, and this is what we do for our clients every single month, is we're doing these type of audits where we give our clients the statistics to really see what's working, to see how many likes they're getting, what their increase in likes or DMs. But the DMs, 169 DMs per month. I'm having 169 conversations on social media with different people. So I really pride myself on that. I'm responding to people that are commenting on my stories or that are filling out a poll, and I'm seeing who responded to my polls and then reaching out to them. So I think that's really important. And then 150% increase in story responses. The stories are so important. As a real estate agent, if you're using social media to promote your business and connect with your followers, the stories are where it's at. And I think our stories are so on point when they go from one frame to the next, and they really tell a story, and they have that call to action, like a poll or a question. That's really important. And then, 250% of my comments, I really have seen a jump since I got to 10,000, that I'm growing quicker, I'm getting more engagement. So I think, that's all really positive. And like the story I told you earlier, I got a listing through Instagram Live and sold his apartment was 1.7, and then he bought something for 2.5. And that was all through Instagram. So TAMI is a broker in New York City. She's really into architecture. We've been working with her for 5 months. She went from 1,300 followers to 27. So it's a 205% increase. And the way that we go about growing the followers for our clients is it's called manual engagement. And so we'll find certain hashtags, geotags, and popular pages that fit the criteria of, let's say, TAMI. So a really popular restaurant in New York City is Cipriani. So we would go down the hashtag or the geotag Cipriani, and she'd be like, "Oh, that's my favorite restaurant. I can't wait to go back there." And we would spend, I think up to, I don't know, 4 or 5 hours per week for her package, commenting on Cipriani or like the National Museum of History or Ryan Serhan's page. And we would comment on people who were reposting those hashtags. And those people then go back and they look at her grid. And we put together this beautiful grid that has, her branding and her colors, and it just has like a really nice aesthetic to it. And then they follow her. And so that's one of the reasons why we feel like our clients have like grown their followers so much. 125% increase in stories, 170 increase in likes, 250 increase in comments, and 11 DMs per month. So, she's growing her brand on social media. Her sellers are seeing that, her clients are. So she's really taken her brand to the next level.
That DMs, that's like a lead. I mean, that's like buying a Zillow lead, right? I mean, that's how powerful that is.
Totally. And it's a warm lead too, because these people, they know you, they're following you, they're seeing who you are. They're either a friend or family. And also the big thing is the share button. People will share your post or your stories. That gets you even more exposure.
Love it.
So Jeff Goodman, I go back real quick to Darya. I think the thing is with Jeff is he's like in his, I don't know, he's probably almost 60 years old. So he's that's a demographic that Very Social has been starting to work with, because they just know that they need to have a presence on social media. And a lot of the time they just don't know how. So we really do a lot of hold handing, and we really work with this demographic. We help them create content. And so Jeff was actually a historian. So he's really famous for these history tours that he does around New York City. So, we really promoted like his knowledge about history in New York City. And so, we took him from 642 followers to over 3,000, a 500% increase over 9 months. 250% increase in story responses, 16 DMs per month, 240% increase in comments. And then one of our neighborhood tours that we promoted leaded to a buyer lead, and he sold like a $3 million apartment. So, I think if you look at the different clients, just like me, I'm kind of, really go-getter. I think the one thing about someone like me is that I'm so busy as an entrepreneur. I have over 30 listings. I'm working probably 10 buyers. I have a team. I don't have time to do the social media. I have a creative mind, and I kind of have the idea of what I want, but I don't have the time to actually execute the kind of quality that Very Social does. So like somebody who's really busy, that's doing a lot of business, another great lead for us. TAMI, that's somebody who, just really has an eye for design, another busy agent, and, just wants to elevate her content and her brand on social. And then Jeff Goodman, an older demographic agent that's been in the business for 20 years that didn't know where to start with social media. We took him on, and now he's got a presence.
And if I can comment on the comment about the age demographic too, and this is a comment to our audience. So I noticed Beth was on here. She said she's celebrating her 41st anniversary of her 29th birthday, which is great. Beth, you are so young, you don't even know it. But I want to say this is because I experienced this. So, I'm involved in some social media platforms, video school, right? And what we find is the older demographic actually is more drawn to this. And we kind of do some studies on this, and we're trying to figure it out. You guys might see this as well. I feel like the younger generations, and if you're younger and you're listening to this, I want to know, like, why don't you engage this sort of thing? What do you think, that you're just that good at it? Or do you think I'm a millennial, therefore I don't need it? Are you doing anything to improve yourself? Like, it's almost like, is it age and wisdom that makes people realize they need to invest in their brand and their business, and the younger generations tend to shy away from it because maybe they don't have that wisdom? Is it arrogance? What is it? I don't know if you guys have put any thought into that, but we have.
I put a lot of thought into it just because I'm an agent and I'm selling to agents. And I think the one thing about me is I'm an entrepreneur, and I run my business like a business. And that means that I'm investing in my brand. I'm not only just like buying Zillow leads that give me that direct that direct lead that I can hopefully convert. But, you know, I'm investing in my social, I'm investing in a website, you know, I'm investing in really high-end, you know, photography. If you go to my page, Ryan G Sells NYC, every single picture on there is a professional picture. You know, I think when you meet with a seller and you have a great pitch, or you meet with a buyer, you know, they're not really just going to your website anymore. They're going to your Instagram page. And if you have, you know, compelling pictures and you're like right here, the grid, this is your website these days. Like, this is what people are going to. They're not going to your website. They're going to your grid. They're looking at like what you're all about. And I think we're artists when it comes to putting these grids together. Darya, do you want to talk a little bit about that?
But yeah, I think the reason why, just answering Jeff's question, younger people don't put too much detail towards social media or attention, because they think, oh, we're millennials, we're younger, we're naturally good at social media. That's why we don't need to like work on it and treat it as work. And what they, of course, they get this authenticity and real, like raw, real content, but they're lacking strategy. So if you really want to create social media to help your business, you need strategy. And I feel like that's what you need, not just when you're older, but also when you're younger. Age doesn't matter. So that's why we think it should be a good mix of being real and authentic and natural while you're doing social media, but also have a strategy to really go in hand with your sales goals.
Well, and here's what I tell people too. If you're older, you have an advantage for this reason. Your demographic, there aren't many on there, so you can dominate. But if you're younger, you also have an advantage because you have time on your hands. Like the sooner you get started really focusing on building this brand, the more your business will become more sustainable, and you will attract business and you'll blow up. And, you know, Ryan, I know you can attest to this, and I can as well. And Darya, you probably can as well. It's the right time for everyone, in my opinion.
For sure. Yeah, and just going over the site quickly, just to show you like the takeaway from 2020, the variety of content. So you can see here we can have everything from new listings to fun quizzes to testimonial to like casual restaurant picture, selfie with a dog. It's all about variety. Here's another great example. So that this client, she loves architecture, so she tries to cover as many interesting spots in New York City as possible. Here's another client of ours. He actually moved from Manhattan to upstate, so he really wants to showcase himself as an expert in upstate real estate and neighborhoods. So we really try to cover different areas of upstate. So you can see it's really strategic with their business changes and goals, but also it's fun. All right. So here I just, of course, showcasing new listings is really important. It's been a trend. There will be a trend for real estate agents for a long time. And there are many ways to do that. You can see here, it's a great example of that. And it's a different angle to showcase your listing. It doesn't have to be just a picture of the rooms. It can be close-ups of the details of interior design shots. There's so many fun and engaging ways to do that. Making sure you tag the interior designer, the brands that you use to stage the property. The more you connect with other people on pages, the more exposure you get. And also like showcasing your listing from different fun angles and not just one traditional way is important.
I love what you said there, Darya. And somebody else told me once a good strategy was to focus on what your niche is or what your avatar is. And so engage in groups of, let's just say, a community, or if you're into wedding photography, you should be engaging in these wedding groups, right? Or these other wedding, the other kind of thing. So that way the target audience is obviously seeing you more often, right?
And Instagram Live has been a big trend of 2020 for obvious reasons. And lots of our clients, including Ryan, you can see he had a guest, Jeff.
Very special guest right there.
That is one lame show. I'm sorry, folks.
Yeah, it was important.
Yeah, and also I think one thing that, not only doing the Insta Live, like you could totally do that, but I think what Very Social does just like elevates it. Like we'll put together a promo piece. We'll promote it, a few days before, and we do a highlight. And if you see like the banner that we have in kind of surrounding the video with my logo, with the Very Social logo, just kind of like having a brand, having a feel for who you are, like all these little details, they make a big difference, especially when you're consistent with it.
Can you see my screen properly?
Yeah.
How can I bring value to my audience? Stop going on social media and talking about your statistics, because that's not what.
I need to redo this again because
That sounded like a Jeff rant.
Somebody who's an influencer in your community because you think it can bring value to your business, bring them value. Don't ask them, how can I get involved? Ask them, what can I do for you?
What's your thought process about creating content?
TikTok is Instagram 5 years ago. TikTok is Facebook 10 years ago. If it takes off, which it already has, being on the forefront is just increasing your authority status.
wow, sorry. Technical difficulties. Give me a second. Ryan, you want to talk more about your influencer, your life for influencer corporations while I put this up on?
Yeah, so I think the Insta Lives were really important throughout 2020, and I know a lot of what I did was I was connecting with local businesses. So I was connecting with restaurants, I was connecting with psychologists to talk about the mental health. Just kind of getting a feel for how different businesses were reacting towards, everything that was going on. And I think just with like kind of going into 2021, I feel like there's a sense of hope of what we're dealing with now. I think there's just a lot more momentum. 2020 has been a crazy year for real estate. Like real estate is just up through the roof. And I think we're going to have another really strong year. And I think a lot of brokers are doing really well right now. Like this is a time to invest like in your brand, and showing success, like right here, like, when I went into contract with something, when I sold a different listing, you kind of have to toot your own horn a little bit and show that you're doing success, that you're doing deals, that you have a lot of deal flow going, because people want to work with real estate brokers that are successful.
Yeah, again, consistency is key. You have to be consistent in your posting, frequency of posting, with your design, with your branding, because we can do all these amazing things, but if you're not consistent, it's not going to work. And of course, making your brand distinct. When we work with our clients, we make sure we use their branding, their logos, their favorite colors, and we really implement it in every single piece that we design, whether it is a story or Insta post or a GTV.
Also, just real quick, if I'm at Compass right now, and they have, I would say, like hundreds of these social graphics, and honestly, I don't have time to like go through them and just organize them and put them in my marketing mix. But that's what Very Social does. Your brokerage probably has all these different social graphics and branding of the brokerage. When we work with you, that's part of like us, promoting your brand is promoting your brokerage too. And just like a lot of like infographics and market stats. So we'll work with you, if you're with like Keller Williams or Corcoran or Element, into, getting the branded material that your brokerage provides so that we can add it into your marketing mix.
And of course, being really visual, showcasing beautiful imagery, having frequent lifestyle photo shoots, also implementing your branding into your post is really important, because when people decide to follow you, they only like take 3 to 7 seconds to really make a judgment about your page. So you have to make sure it really catches your eye. And that's when our team of graphic designers come in and we build a really nice visual grid for you. So the first impression is amazing.
Jeff, wait, hold that slide. Jeff, go back to it. Mm-hmm. Jeff, you there?
I'm here.
When's Tristan going to shave his head?
Nah, never. He's got a beautiful head of locks.
I mean, look at you and Nick. I feel like he's next.
It's called hair. We have hair envy.
Okay. Next slide.
Yeah, and of course, as we talked about, being really personal, being relatable, showcasing your everyday life, either it's opinion about social costs, you being vulnerable, people are real. People want to see the real person behind the page. So that's really, really crucial for every single client, every single brand we work with. Yeah, and of course, showcasing your community, showcasing what's around the area or in the area you're working in, around the listing area, showcasing different hikes, parks, restaurants, collaborating with these businesses, tagging each other. It's all helping to really like spread the word and increase word of mouth. Here's like more fun ways to showcase your listings. Again, being consistent, really using minimal amount of words, just straight to the point, showcasing beautiful imagery. Don't forget, Instagram is all about visuals, and it's all about consuming information in a really fast and quick way. Even though sometimes I love long posts, but I wouldn't really use them a lot, if that makes sense. And one of the favorite trends of this year are reels, and we absolutely love creating those for our clients. If some of you don't know, these are clips from 15 to 30 seconds that you can create. It's gonna Instagram, come back to TikTok, trying to attract the audience from there. And you can really advertise your listing in a fun way using several clips of your listing, or you can showcase your team like we did here for Very Social Team. I'm going to play this little clip for you to show you an example. Things that really keep people engaged and make them relate to you. So we help our clients to come up with scripts, with shot lists, and direct them how to film those videos, and then they send it to us, and we help them edit and post it and boost it as well.
So just a little bit about Very Social.
I like Kenna, by the way.
Yeah, she's amazing.
Just a little info about us. So, we have a team of 6. We have, a graphic designer, a copywriter, a social media coordinator, a couple business development salespeople, and then Darya is the artistic director. I'm kind of the inspiration, but we all work together. Each of us like touch your social in a way to really take it to the next level. And the way that it works is we start with different packages. Our starter package is 12 posts per month, 12 Instagram stories per month, and 12 hours of manual engagement, and that's $1,000 per month. And then 15 posts, 15 stories, 15 hours of manual engagement. And then for $2,000, you get 20 in-feed posts, 20 stories, and 20 hours of manual engagement. And you get a social media audit every month for all the packages. And so for LabCoatAgents, we're doing an upgraded package. So you'll get the first package for the second package for the first package's price. So for $1,000, you'll get the $1,500 package. And we really feel like, that'll kind of like get you off the ground. And, we're going into 2021, and to really come out of the year strong with, really aesthetically pleasing, engaging social media, we think is a big plus going into 2021.
This video wants to play.
You just have to hit the button to move on. That happens to me sometimes in presentations.
Yeah, so basically here is another one.
Wait, let me go over this one, Darya. So this is, I think showing inventory is so important. I'm always going out with buyers and I'm seeing a lot of different properties. Like for me, I see, 1 bedrooms, 2 bedrooms, 3 bedrooms, townhouses. So this is a 2-bedroom tour that I went in Brooklyn. And I showed it was 2 bedrooms under 900K. And so twice a week I'm doing these tours where I'll go on certain tours for certain buyers. And so somebody actually reached out to me on this tour and said, hey, you know what? I'm looking for a 2-bedroom in Brooklyn too. So, I think showing that you're out there seeing properties and showcasing it in like an aesthetically pleasing way with your logo and your branding it's just a good way to get your followers' attention.
Ryan, your favorite slide.
And I love memes. You know, the brokers really like the memes. You got to be good with your fellow co-brokers. That's who you're doing deals with. And so these are always really funny. So like the middle one, come meet us for drinks. No, I'm staying home. Someone here wants to buy a house. And then there's Forrest Gump, like, you know, hauling ass like he does. So just like really funny stuff. Keep it light. Obviously, we're not like saving lives here. We're selling homes. So you need to have fun with it.
And of course, build your brand. Make sure you showcase your logos, your colors, so you're consistent again in your feed. Also having fun. These advertising Americano, which is like a fun little graphic. Also like engage your audience by asking what's their favorite interior design, what their favorite color, things like that. Really makes you stand out and then makes you being remembered by being that person who really engages their audience. Yeah, I guess again, showcasing your expertise. It doesn't matter where it is, like interior design, or like our client Jeff, he's a tour guide in New York City. He loves talking about his knowledge of the city. So really showcasing your strengths, even though they're not directly related to real estate. It really makes you connect with people on different levels. And here we just want to talk to you about like what to expect really from 2021. And you can see here that SEO drives organic Instagram visibility. And it actually has been announced that Instagram is going to become more search friendly. So as I mentioned before, through like explore page, like IGTV, Reels, all these things, when you go into search button and you're gonna like type in certain keywords, you're gonna be able to find content in different areas of Instagram. So I think that's something to be really cautious about for the next year, and really utilizing those headers, those hashtags, really customizing them towards your target audience. And of course, Reels, they just started like crazy this year, and I think they're going to be strong going into the 2021. And I think what's so fun about Reels and TikTok, those are all amateur people just taking their phones and just making fun videos. It's not like a video we all used to where we like hire a professional videographer, we really prepared for it. No, people want to just connect with you. So take your phone, don't be shy, whether you are at your listing or you're walking around the neighborhood, just take a camera, talk to your audience through it. Don't overthink it. Because when you really overthink and really have script for everything that you do, it comes off not really authentic and people can feel it. And of course, brands must humanize. You have to be really transparent, have to be authentic. So again, answering Jeff, your question, it's better to talk about things and not to talk about them. It's how you connect with people, it's how you talk about what matters to people at a certain point in time. So the more personalized and raw you are with your even voice and tonality, the more relatable you are. And of course, Facebook advertising is tied to customer life cycle. So we really recommend our clients to invest into boosted posts or Facebook advertising. And we believe right now with Instagram, its algorithm, they're doing everything possible for people to invest into these, because it's really hard to get this exposure as it was before. So it's something for sure to look into in 2021. But yeah, I think also right now the audience becomes more socially conscious. So talking about mental health, inclusivity, social justice, and really connecting to different demographics based on what matters to them is really important. And of course, being fun, because people are going through so much hardship and they want to like just take their mind off their problems when they go on Instagram and just look for fun and entertainment. So again, using memes as a way to communicate and other fun tools is really important. Also, nostalgia marketing, we all really miss old times, and we all miss events and things that were happening before. And they bring up positive emotions in people. So I think it's really great to utilize your content. And lots of our clients say, oh, like we don't have that much content at the moment. Look, don't worry. You can use the content from the past and do throwbacks. And sometimes people will never know when this picture was taken. So I think it's also a great strategy and way to really differentiate your content. And I think really have this conversational marketing is really, really important to really just like engage with people on different subjects and not come off as too salesy. That's why for our clients recommend make sure your personal is from 60 to 70%, and then your work is around 30%. So your page doesn't really look like listings. You want your page to, people want to see a person, so behind the brand. So putting your face behind your page is really important. Like how you look, who you are, who's your family, what you're interested in, what you care about. And then 30 to 40% make it your business. What else? So here we can just talk about how we can help, and then the different services that we offer. So here you can see we have strategic consultation. It's where we really analyze your brand. We do an audit for each client before we really start working with them. Really diving into your strategy, into your goals, into your branding, your past experience, really understanding who you are, and looking at numbers as well, and then proposing you a really customized strategy. So once we're done with that, we'll help you manage your social. We really do everything from A to Z to create like content calendars, story calendars, and posting for you, and engaging with your followers, everything we do for you. All you have to do is repurpose with the pictures that you would like to showcase, any important happenings, goals you have with your business. And all you have to do is really approve the calendar for the month ahead. And once you approve that calendar, we'll start posting for you. Also, creative studio is part of our services. So if you ever need a professional photographer or videographer to help you with any type of video or photo shoot, we can help you source these creatives. We can help you to make sure everything is going to run smoothly and that the content turns out the way you want it to be. And then we take this content, package it for you in a nice way, and push it to social. And of course, if you're interested in collaborating with influencers, whether it is through IGTV or IG Live, or you want influencers to come to your listing and talk about it, we can help you to source these people. We can help you to run the campaign. It's kind of like a little overview of each service. I'm sure I'll say team can share these slides with you if you'd like to look at them in a higher detail. And another thing that we actually take pride of is our manual growth. We don't believe in buying followers, and we believe in growing followers organically and really targeting people who are potential buyers. So we have a designated person on our team who will be manually liking, commenting, following people within your target audience and attracting those people on your page. Here you can see our packages. So we have 3 different packages, and the first one starts at $1,000, and we have the one for $1,500 and one for $2K. And you can see that the first package has 12 in-feed posts per month and 12 stories per month, 4 hours of manual follower growth per week. And then you can see that the package B has 16 and 16, and package C has 20 and 20. And the reason why we do per month is because we do understand that people have weeks that are busier than the others, and this way it gives you an opportunity to really juggle these posts and just choose where you want to post more or less. And for lab coats, we have a special offer. So if you sign up with us, you will get the first month package upgraded. So let's say if you are buying package B, you will get package C for the first month. And we're done with our presentation.
Beautiful, beautiful. So if anybody has any questions, don't forget to put them into the chat or to the Q&A. Do you guys have any kind of parting thoughts before before we see if there's any questions?
Yeah, I just want to say that, you know, it's been a pleasure working with you and LabCoats and helping you, you know, really amplify your social media. 2020, it's been kind of totally a crazy year, but, you know, we're still here. We're moving forward. I feel like we're kind of like the light at the end of the tunnel on this. And 2021, I think, is going to be a big year in the real estate community. Getting, you know, behind your, you know, putting time, effort, and money into your branding on social media, I think is the wave of the future. We could really help with that. We can save you time and, you know, really advise on like what you could be doing and collaborate with you to really take your social media to the next level. We've done it now with, you know, over 25 real estate agents. And we, you know, really want to grow with the LabCoats community. We appreciate you guys helping, you know, get the word out about what we do, Jeff, and just want to wish everybody happy holidays. And we're thankful to have this partnership.
Appreciate you, man. One question from Tiffany. I think she's still on. She's saying that she has not been able to access Reels on Instagram and can't figure out why. She's uninstalled, reinstalled. Any thoughts on that, since you guys are some IG experts?
We actually had the same issue with one of our clients, who is a retail brand with Reels. I feel like Instagram is going through major updates, and you know how sometimes certain features come to people at the later time than to another people. So I think that's for sure. What I would suggest is to definitely report the problem through Instagram, through the help center. But also I would probably advise to wait a little bit. I think it has to do with update being slow.
Good advice. Good advice, Tiffany. I think that's you. Hopefully you can follow that, and hopefully it'll be there soon. Because Reels is something you absolutely should be utilizing. And I will say this too, I think you guys mentioned it, but I'll emphasize it. Short form content. That's it. Short form content. Figure out how to condense your messages into under 60 seconds. Goes a long, long way.
Under 15 or 30 for Reels.
Yeah, exactly. Correct. Yeah, because you don't even have the option. Yeah, you're right. Awesome. Well, thank you guys. If you don't have any parting thoughts, there's no other questions at the moment. Thank you guys for being on. Thank you to our audience. As always, thank you for the engagement. And Very Social is pretty freaking amazing. You should go check them out. I think they gave you a bunch of people to go follow or to go see what their accounts look like. In fact, I recommend it because you get a really good feel for what they create for their clients, which is a very sexy aesthetic. I mean, it makes your brand stand out. It is amazing. So guys, thank you so much. And we look forward to the 2021 challenges that are coming ahead of us. Hopefully it's going to be a year where we can get the hell out of here, get the hell out of our houses and create even more content, right?
Yes, for sure.
Awesome. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Jeff.
See you next time.
Guys. Thanks everyone for watching.
All right. Bye-bye.